Hey everybody, it's Eric over at Breakthrough Broker. Welcome. We're talking about successful listing presentations. So let's let everyone get settled in here for a second and tell me where you're calling in from today, please. Tell me where you're calling in from today. I love to hear where you're calling in from. Let's hear it, guys. Where are we calling in from today? Jeff from Scottsdale. I don't know if I'll pronounce this right. Lassane from Vegas. Let's go Henderson, Colorado Springs, Georgia, Oklahoma City, Denver. All right, everybody, welcome. We're going to talk successful listing presentations. I'm pretty excited um, because this is really important right now. My team, do I have Taylor on? Taylor, let me know if you're on. Will you keep me posted on how my internet looks today? Will you do that for me? Hey, everybody. Hey. Let's make sure I have everyone on that needs to be on. We're going to give everyone a second or two. Taylor, let me know how my internet's doing. I think it's okay right now. Everyone can hear me good? Let me know. I was having some internet issues earlier today. So if it sounds good, let me know. Yes, Rick, thank you. Sounds good. Norma. Hey, everybody. Michelle, hey, from Tampa. Brett, Corey, welcome, everybody. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Let's get rocking and rolling here in a second. Guys, there's less transactions going on right now. We know it. The industry is interesting right now. In some parts of the country, it's challenging right now. So with less transactions going on in the market, all right, it's going to be another year of less transactions. We have to win a higher percentage of the at-bats, right? If we're used to getting 10 listing presentations, 10 listing appointments a year, and we're only getting 5 listing appointments a year, it's important to win on all 5, right? When we had 10, if our business plan said we had to close 7 listing sides, okay, and we had the room to lose maybe 3 of them. But if our marketing plan says we need 7 listing sides and we only get 5 listing presentations this year, we need to win all of them. So we're going to talk today about how to set yourself apart. What can you bring with you? What value can you add to your listing presentation? We have some great webinars on Breakthrough done for us. Sorry, guys, I'm dying. I have the worst colds. I'm sorry. My wife is so annoyed hearing me complain this week. But I'm going to get through this. And if I cough, I'm sorry. If I sneeze, I'm sorry. But we are going to have fun today. Listing presentations. It's not just about what you bring, and it's not just about what you say. It's a combination of the whole experience from the minute you've obtained, and I hate the word lead, but from the minute you've got the lead, the minute someone said, I want to talk to you about listing my home, to, yeah, Dell, I have a man flu for sure. I'm dying. My wife is so annoyed. I'm going to keep going. So we're going to look at all aspects of this presentation. What are we sending? What are we saying? How are we marketing ourselves from the minute we get the potential lead, the potential to go and list a home? What are we leaving them with when we leave? All of those things really important. If you have questions, guys, I want you to ask anytime. I want you to dive in, take part, ask questions. Let's rock and roll. Hello, Anaheim, Austin, Fontana, California, St. Augustine, Riverside. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Let's get rocking and rolling. I'm going to share my screen. If you have any questions, we'll dive in at any time, but we are going to go to breakthroughbroker.com. Now, we're only going to use Breakthrough Broker, whether you're a member or not, isn't what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is the listing presentation. And we need to start by building rapport in the first few seconds. And I mean first few seconds, guys. It's very important. I want to call it speed to lead. Write that down, speed to lead. If your neighbor says, oh my gosh, my sister's moving to Denver and I gave her your information, I hope she calls you. Or you know that your neighbor probably gave a couple other referrals, or your neighbor's husband or wife has some other friends who are in real estate. So it's a competition from the minute we get notified that someone might want us to list their home. So the first thing I want you to do is speed to lead. Speed to lead. What are you going to send somebody? Now, the first thing I want to do is just strategy. If someone says, I gave someone your name, you get that phone number. Awesome. I'm glad. Can I get your sister's phone number? That's awesome that she's moving to the area. I'd love to call her. Do not wait for the lead. Okay. We're going to talk listing presentation today, but we're talking some strategy, speed to lead. Be the first to connect, be the first to call. Okay, guys, back in here. Let's talk about what we're going to bring and what we're going to lead up to the appointment. Okay. We get the person's information. We're able to call that person. We're going to call Stacy and say, Stacy, I'm excited that you're moving to Denver. You want to go to Denver. It's what you've always wanted to do. I am excited to come talk to you about selling your home. Selling your home, not listing their home. This is a listing presentation class, but I want mindset to start from the beginning. The person who's inviting you in isn't inviting you in to list their home. That word list comes from, the MLS years and years ago. And even before the MLS, like the little booklets, and I wasn't practicing when we had the book that you had to go look at, but here's the thing. We're not listing a home, we're selling a home. I'm excited to come talk to you about selling your home. And I think on Break the Broker, we're going to change all the wording. It's not a listing presentation. I'm here to talk to you about selling your home. Okay. So let's change the mindset right away. They don't want to hear you're going to list it. We're going to try those words to them. Listing is internal. It's industry jargon. Someone wants to invite you over to their home to sell it. We're going to talk about how we're going to do that. So it's a selling presentation. Let's go sell their home. Okay, guys. Everybody, welcome to all the people getting in late. I have a cold, so I'm going to cough and sneeze and sniffle the whole way through, but we're going to rock this out. We got the call. Okay. First thing we're going to do is speed to lead. Let's go and find out what we're going to send them prior to. I want you to send your potential new listing. I want you to send them something, okay, before you get there. All right. I want you to send them something before you get there. So you might send them a to-do list. Hey, I'm really excited to see you guys on Tuesday evening for us to discuss selling your home, not listing your home. I'm really excited to discuss selling your home. I know you're going to be moving soon. Taylor, am I doing okay on the internet? Are we okay with the internet? Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Taylor. And you might send over something to start the rapport. Moving to-do checklist. Hey guys, I know we're going to speak Tuesday about selling your home. I thought this might be helpful. A moving to-do checklist branded for you. You just started the value, right? We want to be more valuable to them. We want to show them why they need to choose me to win. And remember, for those of you getting on late, right now it's important. A couple of years ago, we could lose a few selling presentations. Now we can't lose one. Every time we get in that bat, we got to hit a home run. Every single time we get an opportunity, we get a home run. We need to hit that home run. Guys, everything I'm talking to you today about, you will get this afternoon with the recording of this webinar, along with links to every single thing I talk about, okay? Everything. Okay. So start winning right off the bat. Let's send a moving checklist. Hey guys, I can't wait to talk to you about selling your home. I thought this might be helpful to get you started thinking about the move. Okay, you're killing it. We might send something else. Okay, we might send something else over. Guys, if you have a question, don't raise your hand. Just put the question in the chat and I will get to it. Okay, I will get to it. We're going to send them other information. Okay, so we sent them the moving checklist. Let's send them the seller's roadmap before we get there. Hey guys, I'm excited to see you on Tuesday night to discuss selling your home. I thought this moving checklist could be helpful ahead of time. And I have this little roadmap that really explains the process. You may or may not have sold a home before. This is a seller's roadmap. So we're talking about winning our listing presentations. Your competition did not send a checklist ahead of the meeting, and they did not send a nice little branded infographic ahead of the meeting. You did. You're winning. Okay, we're talking about winning. Okay. So we will continue. Let's continue. We're getting ready to go to our listing presentation. We sent ahead of time some value, some things to make you look good, sound and feel smart. And we're going to send that stuff right away. Okay, before we go. Then we're going to go to the presentation. What are we going to bring and what are we going to say? Okay, we're going to go to our presentations and we're going to bring a very polished, beautiful presentation, whatever you want. Anne's asking me a question. Do you have any resources on the website that help market a property that will be listed below market price in hopes of promoting a great deal? Advertising vibe and multiple offer situation. Yeah, and we can talk about that offline, but absolutely, we have stuff on the site that can help with all that stuff. Okay. Brian asked, would you send those to the seller via email or direct mail? Brian, at this point, I'd probably send that via email as an attachment. Hey guys, or text it to them because you can download it as a PDF and send it in a text as a text attachment. But I'd probably do text or email first. The direct mail takes a while. You have to time it perfectly. So I'd email it. I'd also bring that with me. So I would email it and I'd bring the PDF with me so that when you show up, you're like, I don't know if you got this email or my text, but I want to make sure I leave this with you. So you're going to leave the to-do checklist, moving to-do checklist with them post, whether they saw it in their email or not. You're doubling down on that content. Okay. And you're leveraging the content. I love that. Linda says, send it FedEx. Who doesn't open FedEx? I'm with you. I love that idea. This is brainstorming, guys. I love that idea. Let's get our listing presentation done. If you can see here, all of the designs, and whether you use this or any design, I don't care. But you do need to have something with you. And the reason you have something with you isn't to read through it with them. This is to leave with them. Because I want you having a conversation when you're there at the house. Now, let's talk about winning listing presentations. One of the things I really want to talk about right now is, and don't forget, guys, you can change the color here. We can choose any color we want. Don't go to your listing presentation and start talking about the house. Okay, I teach a whole class. I teach a whole session on rapport building, right? This is the ultimate time to be amazing at rapport. Okay, before your listing presentation, you sent those two things. I want you to do reconnaissance. I want you to read their LinkedIn. I want you to read their Instagram and Facebook. I want you to know that they just got back from Maui 3 weeks ago. I want you to already know that they've been relocated to Denver. I want you to know all of these things before you go. Okay. When you're walking up to the house and you park, I want you to see that they have soccer nets in the front of the house. Okay. I want you to know how old their kids are before you get there. All of those things are part of building the rapport. And you sit in the house and you make them like you. The oldest cliche in the world, people hire the people they know, like, and trust. So if you have the most polished, most beautiful listing presentation, but they don't like you, they won't hire you. My goal is that you hit a home run on every listing. So they already see you helpful when you walk up. You sent something to them that was helpful. Seller's roadmap, a checklist for moving, whatever it may be, okay? Shelly, it's okay to stalk them. We're not going to tell them we know. We're going to leverage it. So yes, I mean, I got to be honest with you. When I meet somebody who I'm looking to hire, I'm happy they stalked me, right? I'm happy they say, "Hey, Eric, I noticed online that you were a police officer for 13 years, that you were a detective for 7." That means they stalked me, but it also means they want to connect with me. I think it's okay, Shelly. I really think it's okay. And I agree with Tina because they are putting it on social. So you sit down and you say, guys, thank you for having me in to talk about selling your home, not listing. Get that out of your vocabulary. Thanks for having me in to talk about selling your home. But first, I saw online you guys were in Maui last week. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Get them talking. Or when you're walking up, I saw the soccer nets out front. Who plays soccer, Stacy or Billy? Oh, they're both in soccer. Billy's on a competitive league. Stacy's the best on her team. We're practicing out there. Let them talk. Guys, when I was mentoring my agents at my company and I went to listing presentations with them and I saw them go in with all this neat stuff and sit down at the kitchen table and just look at them and say, okay, tell me about your home. Let me show you this stuff. Let's go through the comps. You lose because the one who comes in and asks about Billy and Stacy playing soccer and asks about the Maui trip wins. So that's the start of a winning listing presentation. Okay. And Linda says, and take notes. Yes, take notes. Whatever they're saying, I agree. I love it. Thank you guys for joining in this conversation. Take notes when they're talking. You know, I do when I'm teaching and coaching one-on-one and I'm teaching my people, there's one thing that drives me absolutely crazy, and that is when you're waiting to talk and not listening. So when you're sitting at the table or you walk in and they're telling you about soccer and they're telling you about Maui, or they're telling you about why they're moving and their family and the move, listen, take notes, actively understand what they're saying. Don't wait to talk. A lot of us sit there and we wait to get into the comps and we want to talk about listing price and all those things. Fine, you'll get there. But listen, we have all that we need to go through here in our presentation, okay? Next thing you're going to do after the rapport building, and it may take a long time, and some people don't like rapport building. You may walk in and they, you know, you're going to read the room. Stephen, who's plays soccer outside? Billy and Stacy. Awesome. Trip to Maui looked great. Tell me about it. It was fantastic. All right. Tell me about the move. Boom. Then I want you to have them tell you about their house. Okay. We have a seller's questionnaire. I want you to have it out. Tell me about your house. What do you love about it? What do you not like about it? What do you think it's worth? Interview them and listen. Yep. Lisa, I get it. So that's why I'm saying, Lisa says to host and panelists, my type A clients and executives want to just get down to the spreadsheets. Absolutely. Christian, if we don't have the seller's questionnaire right now, I'm gonna go find it for us on Breakthrough. We'll have one up on Monday morning. So We'll have that questionnaire. I think we have one right now. So here's the thing, guys. You read the room. Yes, if you have type A and they want to get right down to business, fine. But don't forget trying the report. All right. You have two people in that room. One might be type A, one might not be type A, and the one who you think is type A is not the decision maker. Okay. Not the decision maker. So thanks, Liz. Liz just put up the seller questionnaire, guys. Rob says, I'll never forget hearing about this tip. When you're walking through the home with them and you have questions, say things like, are we going to be painting this wall? Are we going to be leaving behind this freezer? It was such a game changer when I added we rather than you. Great. Great. Liz, if Lance, are you on this call? Lance, if you're on this call, I love that. Let's write an article about that. Rob, that's fantastic. Are we going to be do this? You're already putting yourself as the selling agent. The selling agent. Thanks, Liz. I love that. Let's talk about the listing presentation, guys. Let's go through this a little bit. This is fully editable. You can say editable. You can say whatever you want. You can change the color. I want you to go through this with them, but I don't want you to read it word for word. I want them, maybe they don't even open it, or they can, but this is a leave behind. You're not going to sit there and read your reviews. It's a leave behind. Okay, guys? And you remember, you can choose any color you want. Guys, if you have questions, please ask them in the chat box. I can't unmute you at this point. We have a lot of people on this call. What to expect is nice. What to expect is a really nice section. What I like to do in a listing presentation is show that you're transparent and talk about what to expect during the selling process. Okay. First, we're going to talk about price. I'm going to see what you think I'm going to see what you feel the value of your home is. We're going to review comps and we're going to come up to a price that we're both comfortable with. All right. Both comfortable with. Yeah, we can change it. The black is tough to look at. There we go. Thank you. We're going to come up with a price that you're comfortable with. And this is your placeholder. And you're going to talk about how you price a home. And you're going to maybe talk about some comps. And then this is just it's like you giving a public speech, but this is your placeholder information. You're going to say, here's some things we're going to do next. We're going to prepare your home. We're going to put it on the MLS. And we have all of these other marketing. You're going to talk about how you market your home. I think, Lance, I think we should create a marketing presentation. Like, how am I going to market your home? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a single property website and I'm going to show you one right now. And then I'm going to send out a postcard to the closest neighbors to see if we can find someone that they know that wants to move to the neighborhood. I'm going to hold an open house. If it's not sold under contract in the first week, I'm going to hold an open house on the first, second, and third weeks that it's listed. And I'm going to invite neighbors and surrounding communities. I'm going to post it on social media. All of those things, if we leverage this and we go through the presentation, we're going to show them that we know what we're doing. Okay. And then you might say, hey, can you open to page 6 for me? I just want to know a few things about you. These are placeholders for you, right? These are placeholders about your home. What's your favorite feature of this house? What do you dislike or like about your home? These are all good questions. If you don't like them, put in your own questions. It's editable, okay? When are you looking to move? What's the best contact? All this stuff is great to just go through. You're gonna have a copy and they're gonna have a copy. Now, this doesn't automatically feed. Someday we'll have that, but you're gonna find some comps and you're gonna drop the image of the comps from the MLS in here and you're gonna tell them what they're currently being listed for. Then you're gonna show them what recently sold in the area. And you might, sorry, that's my man cold coming through. Then you're going to show them all of these things. You're going to show them all of these things that you want to talk about. You may show them a different comp that you got from Cloud CMA or something like that. What's your opinion of value? What do you want to list it for? What do you think we should list it for? What's your biggest concern related to pricing? And right then, you might not say what you're going to price it at. You're saying, we're going to talk about it today, and I'm going to come back to you with my what I think we should price it at. Or you might have that conversation. But right here, we want to set you up for that pricing too high conversation, right? We want to have that conversation right up front. Now we're going to talk about what you do, what I offer. Like, how am I going to get this sold? And you're going to put in your value and what you do to get it sold, whether it's staging, virtual tours, cleaning, moving services and discounts, vendor recommendations, whatever you want, you're going to list it in here. We will syndicate to thousands. This is your marketing strategy. Okay. We're going to talk about interior preparation. We're just going to walk you through every step here, and we're going to leave this with them. Now, this is awesome. Service resources. If you guys need to get some landscaping done, I got a person. If you need some plumbing fixes, I got a person. If you just need a handyman, call her or him. If you need a cleaning service, call them. If you need painters or roofers, guys, this leave behind makes you better than your competition. I promise it makes you better than your competition. Now, if you pop in here, one of the things that we have is a textable presentation. Okay, so I might want to create a textable listing presentation and text it to them ahead of time. Guys, these are the things we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Textable. It's really cool. You create it really quickly. You put all that stuff in there and you send it via text. Again, you sent them a moving checklist, things to do before you move. You sent them a seller's roadmap. And then you texted them your presentation ahead of time. Okay. These are the things we're going to talk about, guys. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Or you leave and you say, I know I left my presentation there, but I thought I would text you one too, so you have it on your phone. Okay, guys. All of those things are really important to leverage. Now, I want to show you some other things that I'd like you to showcase when you're there. You're going to tell your potential new seller, your newest client, okay? You are going to tell them that you're also going to create a website just for their home. You're going to create a website just for their home, okay? And these websites are cool. They look awesome. And you can even have one created already for them. You can preview one, and you're going to say, what I'm going to do with this website is I'm going to attract more people to take a look at your home. It's mobile friendly. I'm going to put a QR code. I'm going to put a QR code on your sign, on a sign writer that says, scan me for all the picks and price, right? When they scan that and they come to this, they have all the information and contact you, the real estate agent, and then guys, when you show this at a seller presentation, you built rapport. You sent them something early of value. You had a great conversation. You left them with a very dialed in presentation that they can look at when you leave, and you showed them that you're going to think outside the box with a website for their home. And this, you could even create it before you go if you want, by dragging and dropping everything into the system before you go. You don't even have to publish it. Okay. Taylor, tell me when I'm back. Tell me when I'm back. I'm back. All right. Thank you. I have my daughter here on spring break from college with like 5 of her friends, and I'm assuming they all just woke up and got on their phones streaming. So where do you place these websites to actually use them? So the website it's kind of cool. This website is created and it auto generates a QR code. So what I would do with these websites is I would put it on a sign writer for your home, right? and you buy a sign writer and you ask your sign company, can you put this QR code sticker for me? Can you create a sticker? You stick that on and it says scan the QR code for picks and price. I also put all the QR codes on all my open house content, guys. So the QR codes go on the open house content, and it's like when they leave, they can get to you after the open house. Okay. So all that stuff is there. And I would make a sample website to show them. I would make sample social posts. You know, you come to Breakthrough and you go to social media, and I would make these posts and say within an hour, within 1 hour of your listing going live, I'm going to have a social story post. I'm going to have an inline post ready to show the world your new listing. And as a matter of fact, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you so you can post it on your social media, right? And so the seller's like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. So Rob, unique URL for the single property website. We create the URL for you. The URL is whatever you save it as. So it's property showcase / 89772 Cookway. Okay, we create the URL for you. You don't need to buy a unique URL for that. So the URL is created, the QR code is created, and all of that's done for you in the system. Okay. Any questions? I'm just I need to be able to find this website information before I can hear it. So we'll keep going. I'm not sure what that meant, but I will answer any questions you want. We do get details from the MLS. So when you guys are part of Breakthrough Broker, we are connected to the MLS, and you can actually put the MLS number in right here and it'll auto create your marketing for you. Okay, guys, all of that stuff is in there. What I want to do is set you guys up to win those listings. When this comes out this afternoon, you're going to get a link to the listing presentations, to the pre-listing presentation value I want you to send. You're going to get a link to the social posts that I'd like you to start posting, and you'll get a link to the single property websites. Okay. We'll be working on a listing presentation bundle. That's all the content that you can have in one place for your listing presentations. And so, guys, what we want, Nicolina, we can help you out. We'll get in touch with you. This does work with every MLS in the country that we are connected to. So we'll talk about that at some point. What other questions do you have? So if we're going to wrap this up, and I'll go to some of these questions in a second, is I want you to build rapport up front by sending something right away. A to-do, a checklist, an infographic. You get started before your competition if they're going to interview a few people. I want you to go to your listing presentation and I want you to stalk them a little before. I want you to be ready for a rapport conversation. And in that rapport conversation, I want you to listen. I want you to take notes. And I want you to say, we, I learned that on this call. We, when we sell this, does that freezer go? When we get it ready to put on the market, are we going to paint that wall? That's awesome. I learned something today. That's fantastic. Then you're going to go through the presentation. The presentation itself is a leave behind. Okay, I want you to hit everything. I want you to use it to leave behind. You're going to have a textable listing presentation that you're going to send before or after. Okay. And then we're going to work on some follow-up dialogue too. Okay, guys. So the thing I want everyone to understand is this is a multi-stage. It's pre-presentation, it's live presentation, it's post-presentation. If you do this, if you build value, if you build rapport, if you have great content, You're going to win 99% of your listing presentations, and that's what we want. Guys, for those of you who have been on Breakthrough Broker, wait, Matt, can I read that? Can I read that? Matt says Breakthrough Broker is one of the most amazing resources anywhere in the real estate space. Eric and his team have developed an amazing set of tools for agents at all levels. Matt, you made my week. That is so awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going to keep going. If you're not a member and you're on this call, please join. For anyone on this call, and anyone who stayed on this call, we're going to offer something today that will be sent out this afternoon, and we can also put it in the chat right now, Taylor. We're going to offer 10% off print lifetime. So any current members of Breakthrough Broker, you're going to get a coupon code to put in to Breakthrough every time you do any print material, 10% off for life with us, okay? Does not expire, and you can use it every single time you do print through us. Anyone who's not on, if you're on this call today and you join, you get 10% off print for life, okay, guys? And so you guys have been amazing. Yep, new members and current members, 10% off print for life. Thank you. Marissa, we'll get that. We'll either put it on now, and it'll also come out in that email this afternoon. You're going to get a recording of this. You're going to get links to all this stuff, and you'll get that QR code, or not QR code, coupon code for 10% off print for life with Breakthrough. We'd love to have you guys. And if you have questions, now that we're member-based, we have a community. Taylor, please put our Facebook community in there, and we'll put it out in the email this afternoon. I want you to join the Facebook community. We're working hard to give ideas every week. For me, I think it's important that you guys have ideas. You know, one of the things I've been preaching, give me 2 minutes. I know you guys are dropping off, but if you want to hear something, I have a quick opinion. The whole real estate world gives us the recipe for success. We go to classes and they tell us what we should do and what we need to do and what we need to send and what we need to write. We go to coaching and they tell us what we should do and send this letter and do this and bring this presentation. So we get the recipe everywhere in the world, but we don't have the kitchen to cook it in. Now, Breakthrough, what we've created, we want it to be that kitchen. I want you to have a place to create and mail and post and take all of the shoulds we're learning at our board of realtors and masterminds at our office. And I want you guys to be part of a solution that helps get it done. Every Sunday, members only get a strategy for that week. I needed it. I always needed a spark, and I never got it. I had to find it somewhere. Every Sunday morning, you're going to get a strategy for that week. Every Tuesday, you're going to get an idea. Every Wednesday, you're going to get new content. We're putting new content every day of the year on Breakthrough Broker. Every single Wednesday, you're going to get links to the new content, fresh, new stuff. Thursday's another strategy. Okay. So Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to get stuff from us. All I want is for you guys to get. So Carla, the 10% off print will be a coupon code, and we will send that out with the email this afternoon that goes to you guys. Oh, there it is. Taylor said it. Lifetime 10. Every time you go to do direct mail to a mailbox or print and ship to your home, you will put in lifetime 10 and you'll get 10% off print forever for as long as you're with us. Okay, guys? So sample for Facebook ads or Google ads. That's Facebook and Google. I'm going to bring a specialist on. We'll bring Tristan Almada on to talk Facebook and Google. We'll probably bring on maybe Travis Tom, so we can talk about that on another one. Keep your eye out. Next Thursday, I'm doing the buyer presentation, one of these, the exact same thing for buyers. Okay, so if you're interested and this was worth your half hour of time, we're going to do the exact same thing for buyers. Guys, if you're not part of our membership, please join. We're trying to help you guys sell more homes. If you are part of the membership, take advantage of everything that we're working on. Look at the emails that get sent out. Stay in touch with us on the webinars. Join the Facebook group, and let's go make some money, guys. Let's go sell some more homes. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody. we'll have a link to join Breakthrough in the email. Taylor, if people are still on, you want to put that link in to the Breakthrough landing page, and we'll put a link to Breakthrough Broker in the email that gets sent out this afternoon. Okay, guys? Keep an eye out. And thanks, everybody. You're all fantastic. Thanks, guys.